Hello, you guys, and welcome back. For today's journey, get ready to indulge in the ultimate vegan comfort food. Yes, today we're making vegan stuffed delicata squash. Here's what you'll need: delicata squash, sweet potato, pre-cooked mushroom walnut meat, onion, minced garlic, onion powder, garlic powder, Italian seasoning, salt and pepper, olive oil, balsamic vinegar, maple syrup, and a plant-based sausage. Let's preheat our oven. Now I'm going to prep my delicata squash, and we're going to start by cutting it in half vertically. Cutting in the center will help create even portions. Now, this squash isn't difficult to cut, but once you get to the base of it, right where that root would be, it's just a little difficult. So I just pull it apart the rest of the way. And as you can see, the inside of it is pretty simple. The inside of the squash is pretty simple to remove as well. I'm using a soup spoon though, because the shape of the spoon makes the process of removing that inside just easier and faster. As I remove the inside, I'm placing it in a side dish so that I can dispose of it later. You want to make sure that you remove all the seeds and as much of that loose inside part as possible. Then we're going to do the same on the other side. Look at that, it's coming right up with that spoon. This reminds me of carving pumpkins. When I was little, I absolutely hated carving pumpkins. All right, now we're going to add in our EVOO. We're going to add about a tablespoon split in half to both sides. And these are for me, so I don't mind using my fingers and getting all in there. And then just going to basically just kind of moisturize the squash, I guess. And I needed a little extra, so I went on ahead and added that. Feel free to do the same. So once it's all covered with that EVOO, we're going to go in with our seasoning. We're going to start with salt and just making sure that we cover as much as possible. Be very careful though, because obviously if you put too much salt, you can't take it away. So always remember, if you need more salt, you can add it later. I was a bit generous though, because I knew that it was going to have to compensate for the entire squash. So next I'm going to add in my pepper. Same thing with the pepper. If you have too much, it's just not good. So try to be a little light with that. I'm not necessarily against pepper, but I don't like a lot. Now, my garlic powder and onion powder, I put a lot of that. So you can never have too much garlic powder and onion powder on this. So once it's all covered, just take a look at that. It's beautiful. Now we're going to place our squash on the baking sheet face down. Make sure that there's some room in between the squash. And then we're going to place it in the oven and bake it for 30 minutes on the top shelf. Make sure to like this video, guys, and comment and let me know if you've ever made this before. While we wait on that, we're going to start working on our balsamic glaze. And in the words of my girl Stovetop Kisses, this sauce is what's going to stop you from getting talked about in the group chat, okay? Because it is going to make your dish sopped up. And if you know Stovetop, you know exactly what I'm saying. This step is a must, because we definitely want to make sure that all those flavors come together and combine. For this mix in a small bowl, we are mixing 1 tablespoon of olive oil, 2 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar, and 3 tablespoons of maple syrup. And then also about a teaspoon of herbs. I prefer to use rosemary, but this particular time I actually used Italian seasoning, so both will work. Now we're going to dice our onions. Nothing special. If you watched my other video, you know I love red onion. I'm simply just dicing them and sitting the onion to the side for now until we get ready to place them in the pan. We just have to make sure that we have the onion. The size of them, you can kind of just, tailor it to your preference. For our sweet potatoes, I'm not using very much. It's just a little extra something just to create that heartiness we need to make it all stick to you, as the old folks say. We're dicing them into medium pieces as well. I tried to cut them as even as possible so they all would cook at the same rate. This is also very important as well when you get ready to saute them. In a medium heated pan, we're going to add our olive oil. Once hot, we're going to go ahead and add in our sweet potatoes. But of course, we're going to make sure that the pan reaches that hotness, as you can see. So our potatoes are in there. And we're going to give that just a little bit of time when we first put them in. But then we're going to start to mix about every 2 to 3 minutes or so. And this is just to make sure that nothing sticks and that it doesn't brown too fast as well. And also, once it begins to get tender, we're going to go ahead and add in those onions. Continuing just to mix, just to make sure. And as those are caramelizing, we're going to add in our garlic, minced garlic. You can use fresh garlic if you like, but today I just used the already jarred minced garlic. And mix all that together. And we're going to do this until those sweet potatoes are tender, completely tender. And that's what you see me doing, checking just to see if those sweet potatoes are soft enough. Now that the potatoes are to my desired texture, we're going to add in that sausage. This sausage, you guys, is amazing, okay? Let me just tell you. This sausage is from Tabitha Brown, and it is her mango basil sausage. You can use whatever plant-based sausage of your choice. This just has become a staple in my household. It can be used for so many different things, and it just absolutely tastes amazing. Better than any real sausage, if you ask me. But I can show you better than I can tell you because, baby, when you taste this dish, you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. So just break that sausage up in there. And we're just making sure that we have small enough bites to know that it's sausage, but at the same time, making sure that it's still kind of chunky a little bit at the same time. Oh, it smells so good. The sausage by itself smells good when I cook. It's just like amazing. Now I'm adding in my walnut meat. And I do have a video of this walnut meat if you're interested in how to make it, the mushroom walnut meat. It's absolutely super simple. And as I said in that video, I use it for so many different things. But it is also used as a ground beef supplement inside of this recipe. And we're just taking our time, just letting everything just marriage together. This mix is amazing, you guys. I could eat it straight out the pot just like this. So once that's all done, we're going to go ahead and add in our glaze. Oh, let me tell you, the sound of that is amazing, but the smell was so much better. The aroma was absolutely mind-blowing. Okay, my daughter was on the couch and she was like, "Ma, I don't know what you cooking, but I'm hungry, like right now." And I feel her because I was absolutely hungry too. So now that we have our squash out of the oven, we're going to take them out, flip them over, and we're just going to go ahead and load them up. Now, with these squash, I've had them a couple different ways. Right now, I'm not doing any dairy, but normally I would put a little cheese at the bottom first. Then I would put my filling and then another layer of cheese and then filling again. So I said dairy, but I mean the vegan cheese. The vegan cheese, but I'm not even doing vegan cheese right now. So right now we're just going to stuff it with this mixture and let that be satisfying. So this dish is hearty, it's healthy, it's bursting with flavor in every single bite. Whether you're vegan or just love amazing food, this dish is a showstopper, as you can see. And it just cuts so beautifully. Look at that. And it's so juicy. It's amazing. And there you go. I just had to taste it, you guys, because it was amazing. Gotta thank him. Everything was perfect. Every bite. The potatoes are nice and tender inside of that mixture. That squash is super soft. Look at that. Super juicy. Nothing dry about it, okay? You will not be in a group chat. But I'm going to tell you now, please do not make this for anybody unless you want them to get on your nerves, because this is something that every time I make it for somebody, it is a nonstop request. So please share with caution. It's so filling too as well. I was very, very, very surprised. Most of the time I can only handle about half, because doing an entire boat is just absolutely too much for me. But I have shared it with people and they loved it so much they definitely did the entire boat, but they were stuffed by the time they were done. So if you have any males in the house or boys in the house or just hungry teenagers, period, this is a good way to get something healthy inside of them and also being satisfied too at the same time. So as you can see, I'm having a hard time even just slowing down, okay? I cannot stop. I haven't put that fork down not one time, you guys. It was so good. And then it was nice and hot too at the same time. So yeah. So make sure that you give a comment and let me know if you decide to try it. I cannot say any more how amazing this dish is. You'll just have to try it for yourself. But I definitely want to know if you decide to make it and what you think about it. And also if you have any other squashes or any recipes that you feel like you want me to make. I try to make sure that I make different things because who wants to just keep eating the same stuff all the time? So if you stay tuned to my channel, you'll see that I definitely have a variety of things that I make. Look at that. That was absolutely amazing. And I am stuffed, as I said I would be. But thanks for cooking with me today.